Hey guys, this is Karthika Kantwal from Apex Finserv and I'm back with your daily dose of charts for tomorrow's trading session with, well, as usual, the equity watch list and the index outlook for tomorrow. But before what's new, of all the trades that we discussed yesterday, we had three triggers. Those were, Asian Paints closed near cost and the other two went on to give targets. We had longs on Maruti and SBI and both of them gave targets. Ironically, even when the market was falling, but we got our targets before then, so all's well that ends well. I hope you guys are on the green side of things as well. Today was a really easy day to trade, especially for Bank Nifty. We discussed the zones. I told you guys 24,500 is the immediate level to watch out for. If it does not sustain, you can go for 2400, 24,000, 24,200 ka shorts. And as we saw today, went very smoothly all the way till 24,000. I had some work during the afternoon session, so I had to close my trade in about 140 odd points in the green. But I hope those of you that used our charts actually managed to catch the entire fall, because it was pretty easy to do so. Now moving on to the trades that we have for tomorrow, starting with the equity as usual. The first one that we have is HUL. Now HUL we are going to go for a long position because this lower high structure that it was in seems like it is trying to be it seems like the price is trying to break that structure, because even when the market was falling today, no lower low was made. In fact, it was going up. So we're going to go for a long on a pullback, with the planned entry being at 2150, stop loss at 2125 or 2125, and ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one, Cipla. On Cipla, we are going to go for a short position because we have a very strong and very clear lower low lower high structure being formed, starting all the way from 825, where we had that small double top formation. But now what we have is an aggressive short at the support turn resistance or demand turn supply at 750, with stop loss being at 758 and ideal targets 1% on the downside. Moving on to the third, Sun Pharma. Just like Cipla, aggressive trade. This one's not as much, but because the level is pretty far away, but still it is the nearest swing point and the nearest demand turn supply or support turn resistance, with shorts being planned at 483, stop loss at 489, and ideal targets 1% on the downside. Moving on to the fourth, BBCL. BBCL, we are going to go for a long position because you can see it was in a downtrend, but it seems to have broken previous swing highs and it seems to be consolidating, with the nearest support being at 340 or a supply zone turn demand zone now. So we have a long planned at 340 with stop loss at 336 and ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the final equity trade that we have for tomorrow is Bharti Airtel. Now Bharti Airtel is one of the most exciting stocks to trade for intraday, because it gives very wild movements. It is exciting if you know what you're doing, otherwise it's pretty painful. But we hope we know what we are doing. So now what we have for tomorrow is a long position planned at the pullback, because this seems to be in a trading range as of now, being confined at 430 to 440. So we have a long planned at 430, stop loss at 425, and ideal targets 1% on the upside. Now these were all the equity trades for tomorrow's trading session. Coming to the index side of things, or talking about the indices, starting with, as usual, Nifty first. Nifty we have again the closing near a zone at 11,750. I told you guys that 12,000 was the resistance, and then we went to 11,900, where if it was being sustained, I told you we might be back to back to 12,000 to test the highs, or on the downside back to 11,800 followed by 11,750, and that is exactly where we are today. Now 11,750 is again the nearest important price level, or the nearest zone for Nifty. If that is sustained, we'll be back to 11,850. If not, we'll be all the way down to 11,660, 11,650. So that is the zone to watch out for. It is at 11,770, so it's like 20-30 points away from the zone. Wait for the opening for the first 45 minutes, let 3-15 minutes candle form, so that you have a bias 3 to 4 candles, and then execute accordingly. Talking about the option chain, we have resistance immediate at 11,800 with a hefty 1.3 million added contracts. No surprise, keeping in mind the fall today. We had significant resistance coming at 11,900 with 2 million added contracts. On the support side, we have immediate support at 11,700 with 356,000 added contracts. It's a lot lesser than the than the calls that have been added, but keeping in mind the sudden fall, that was to be expected, to be honest. On the support side, we have 11,600 with 227,000 added contracts. The PCR comes out to be at 0.96, so a lot of people have bought puts, or they might even have carried puts. but they are option buyers, so be a bit skeptical. For now, as I said, 11,750 remains the decisive price level. Upside or downside should see a swift 100 points move. Moving on to the second one, Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty do just like yesterday. We have the closing at an important zone, which happens to be at 24,200. If it breaks on the upside, we'll be back to 24,400, 24,500 retest of the supply zone. If it does not break and if it's continuing that, and we can see it can be a lower low lower high formation, then we'll be back to 23,800, 23,900 in no time. But just like Nifty, it remains to be seen. So wait for the first 45 minutes before you jump into the indices for any trade, be it long or short. Coming to the option chain, we have immediate resistance on Bank Nifty at 24,300 with 240,000 added contracts. Significant at 24,500 with 433,000 added contracts. On the support side, we have 24,000 with negative change in open interest, but total standing open interest of 785,000 contracts. And significant support at 23,500, pretty far away, with 180,000 added contracts. The PCR, as expected, comes to be at a very bearish 0.99, almost above 1. So it is quite bearish in my opinion. But let's see how it goes. It all depends on how the price opens and it reacts with the immediate zone that we have both on Nifty and Bank Nifty. It can be pretty rewarding tomorrow, provided that you are being a bit aggressive and doing your due diligence when you are entering your positions. But let's see how it goes. I have quite high hopes for tomorrow. Even if it's in a range bound trading session, you can still go for aggressive positions. At least I plan to. Let's see how it goes. Now these are all the charts that I had to discuss with you guys for today. This marks the end of today's analysis for tomorrow's trading session. I hope you guys had a really green trading session today, a good start to the week, and I hope you have an even better one tomorrow. As usual, if you want all the charts, all the watchlist trades and the option chain analysis, please check out our Telegram channel at @ApexFinServe. And of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment something nice, press that bell notification icon too. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful trading session tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.